Hello, namaste. Welcome to your practice. Today we are going to be moving through a grounding flow. Really nice if you're feeling super up in the air emotionally, if you've had a big day and you just want to kind of settle down into your body and connect to that divine within yourself and create some space. We'll begin lying down today. So just make your way down onto your back, ensuring all of your limbs are on the mat. Let the toes fall out. Make sure your shoulders are grounded, so maybe lifting them up and placing them back slightly. And just bringing one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the heart if that resonates. Close down the eyes. And just begin to take deep breaths here. Big inhale through the nose. And then an extended exhale out the nose as well. Noticing your heart beating, the feeling of the heart on the hand. Notice the belly rising and falling as you inhale and exhale here. Bringing your awareness to the parts of the body that are touching the mat, that are touching the ground. All those points where you're connected to the mat, connected to the earth. So already initiating and igniting that sense of groundedness inside of you here. Feeling through the body, feeling sensation, feeling that palpableness if that's a word, of touch really grounds us. We'll take one big inhale through the nose here. Long exhale out the mouth. Letting go. Arriving into a space of presence. Blink open the eyes if they're not already. Clasp the hands together. Bring the feet together, toes and heels together, and inhale, big stretch overhead. Waking up the whole body. Stretch, stretch, stretch. The biggest stretch you've done all day. And exhale, releasing. Bring the feet onto the mat. And from here, we're just going to tuck the knees into the chest. Just roll side to side, massaging the body. We'll just wake up the body slowly today. You can keep your eyes closed as long as you like throughout this practice as well. Sometimes closing your eyes is really helpful in order to find that stillness within, but sometimes it can actually allow us to keep the mind wandering a little bit more. So just something to think about. Often when we have our gaze focused on something, our minds can also come to a little bit of stillness with more ease. So often it depends what we're wanting out of our practice, what day it is, what mood we're in, like this. So bring the legs down now. Both of the toes are falling out again. Ensure you're feeling nice and grounded on the mat. Then inhale, bring that left knee into the chest. You can hug the shin here. You can flex the toes back and forth. Ensuring both of the hips are grounded here. So you don't want to pull in so hard that the right hip is pulling off the mat. So if that is a lot for you, you're welcome to just grab behind the thigh as well. But we don't want to be pulling the knee, so just protecting that knee a little bit. Inhale here. Exhale. Couple more breaths. Next, inhale. Begin to release the leg and extend upwards and outwards away from the body, the leg. So it doesn't have to be straight, just that sense of lengthening. And we'll do the same thing, pulling the leg in towards the chest. So grabbing behind the thigh or the shin. There's no need to grab your foot here. And then pull it in towards the body on your exhale. So again, just warming up. We do not need to be pushing at our fullest capacity right now. Ensuring your right hip is grounded. Breathing into the hamstrings. Just taking it slowly, taking your time here. One more inhale. Exhale, releasing the leg slowly all the way down and swapping sides. Inhale, right knee this time comes in towards the body. Pulling the knee in towards the body, grabbing onto the shin or behind the thigh there. Maybe noticing one side is a little bit different than the other. Few breaths here. Breathing into the hips, into the hamstrings. We want both the shoulders on the mat as well. One big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthening that right leg this time. Pulling it in towards the body. Focusing on softening and releasing. These hamstrings can often be quite dense and tight, so really breathing into them helps a lot to release and stretch them out. Big inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Releasing the leg down now. So from here, cactusing the arms, so palms are facing up, elbows out. And we'll just begin to windshield wiper the knees side to side. So just stretching out those hips a little bit. Doesn't matter if your hips come off the mat this time. Just allowing the knees fall side to side, be heavy. Coming back to center now. We're going to come into bridge. So bring the feet down, and then we're going to bring the hands so that they're firmly planted, pressing into the mat, because we're going to lift up the hips. So if you like, you can also come onto the shoulders and clasp the hands together behind the back, and then coming up onto the shoulders a little bit more, but otherwise we're just starting low. So our knees are not falling inwards. We want to keep our knees energetically pressing out as if you are holding a big ball in between the knees, for example, that kind of feeling there. Pressing into all corners of the feet, pressing into the palms. Inhale, hips rising up. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, releasing. We'll do it 2 more times like this. Inhale, rising up. Chest comes towards chin. Glutes are engaged. Hips pressing up. Exhale, releasing. And then maybe this time clasping the hands together, coming onto the shoulders, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, not doing that. And inhale, rising up. Hips pressing up, up, up. Make sure you're not clenching the mat with your toes. Exhale, releasing. We're going to slowly roll up and over the spine into tabletop. So just begin to roll back and forth, coming up to a seat and then coming back down over the back body. Do this a few times, rolling up and down. And then coming all the way over now into tabletop. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. Coming into tabletop. All right, from here we're going to inhale, arch the spine, look up, lengthening the front of the neck, opening the heart, opening the chest. And then exhale, pressing away from the mat, out of the hands, tucking belly to spine, chin to chest. Inhale to open. Exhale, pressing away. Continue moving like this, moving with breath at your own pace. And then coming into some organic movements if you like to, some more fluid, soft movements. As we usually do, bending the elbows, moving the hips side to side. Just listening to your body today. And then coming back to tabletop now. Begin to come up and back into our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So tucking those toes under, press up and back. Just keeping the knees soft at the moment if you like. You can move the hips side to side, lengthen and bending the knees. And then finding a bit of stillness here, pressing those heels back towards the mat, but knowing that they don't have to touch. Shoulders are away from the ears. Tuck the rib cage in slightly, so we're not splaying out. And shoulders are away from the ears. Big inhale through the nose here. Exhale out the mouth. Looking up towards the top of the mat, just slowly begin to walk your way up now, moving perhaps back and forth onto the tippy toes and onto the heels. Again, breathing into the hamstrings, just taking your time, and we'll meet about 1 foot away from the top of the mat. Letting the upper body be heavy now, coming into a forward fold. Hands can be on the shins, fingertips can be on the mat, or hands all the way down, palms down. A couple of blocks is possible here as well. But if you don't have blocks, you can just bend the knees a little bit, bring the belly onto the thigh. Thighs, plural. Really letting the upper body be heavy here while you're reaching the glutes up towards the sky. Staying with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, we're going to roll all the way up, reaching up, looking up towards the hands. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We'll do 1 round of Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. So we'll chant a single Om today to open. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth, and inhaling for Om. Inhale, arms coming wide and up, reaching up, look up, Hasta Uttanasana. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Again, hands can be on the shin or on the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, opening up. Exhale, Palms come down, stepping and jumping back into plank. Pressing away from the mat here, engage the core, engage the glutes, looking about 1 foot away from the top of the mat. Exhale, begin to slowly come all the way down. Staying here in Chaturanga Dandasana or coming all the way down onto the belly. Coming up into upward facing dog or cobra, Bhujangasana. Elbows are tucked in. Exhale, coming down and then pressing back and up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. A few breaths here today. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Remembering any cues that I have said. Looking up towards the hands. You can step or jump, make your way, whatever it looks like, to the top of the mat. Both of the feet arriving in between the hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rising all the way up. Reaching up, looking up towards the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we'll make our way down again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back. This time we're going to come into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, coming into a low lunge. You can bring the knee down if you like, or keeping the knee up. See what feels good for you today. And wherever you are, you can move the hips maybe side to side, back and forth a little bit, or otherwise just breathing into the hip flexors here. Wherever you are, dropping that knee down. We're going to come into an easy twist here, so bring the left palm down. Inhale, right arm reaches up, opening up the heart here, not straining the neck. Exhale, bring both the palms down, bending the left knee. Inhale, reaching back towards that back foot. You can press the foot away from you or pull it into the body, still opening the chest here. If that's a lot for you, you can use a strap or a scarf or something like this and help you to reach the foot. Couple of breaths. Pressing out of that left hand. Big inhale here. Exhale, releasing. We're going to come back now into downward facing dog, and we'll do the same on the other side. Doesn't matter how you get there. Inhale, left leg reaches up this time. Exhale, big step up in between the palms. Dropping the right knee down if you like, or keeping the knee up. You can be on the fingertips. The blocks, again, are really nice to have here. Maybe rocking back and forth or side to side. Bring the right palm down. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Opening the heart here, pressing out of that right hand. Next, exhale, dropping that hand down in between the foot. Drop the knee down as well, and then bending that right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches back, clasping onto the foot, maybe clasping on with a prop. pressing away or pulling into the body. I really like to pull it in towards the body, stretching out the calf. One more inhale here. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, rising up with the knee and stepping back into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to slowly make our way up towards the top of the mat again. So you can step, hop or jump or just walk your way there. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to heel toe out the feet. So coming down into Malasana Yogi Squat, keeping that sense of openness as you begin to bend the knees and lower the glutes down towards the mat. So our crown of the head begins to reach up towards the sky, keeping that lengthening in the spine. Toes are pointing out, heels are in. You can use the elbows here to really open up the heart, pressing the palms firmly together. Looking at one spot to drishti to keep your focus and concentration here. Otherwise, closing down the eyes and breathing deeply. Steady breath, steady mind. Take a moment here to really feel that sense of groundingness. Groundedness to the actual earth, the groundedness to your body. Notice how the breath can really be that anchor into the body, into this present moment, and how even just being in this present moment really does make us feel much more grounded. Less mind, more being. And then knowing that throughout our day as well, we can always come back to the breath to really anchor us and ground us into each moment, especially if we're feeling a little bit stressed, a little bit up in the air emotionally, we're going through something. Even just a few deep breaths can really ground us. All right, blinking open the eyes if they're not already. We're going to begin to rise up. So slowly lengthening the crown up towards the head, reaching the hands up as well. And then exhale as the hands meet through center, calming back down, bending those knees, coming back down all the way into Malasana. So we'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. Engage the glutes, engage the core. Exhale, hands through heart center. Calming down. Inhale, rising up, coming up onto the tippy toes, reach up. Exhale, coming all the way back down. From here, reaching forward, forward, forward with the arms, keeping that openness in the chest, keeping that crown of the head reaching up. And then slowly, slowly bring the glutes down. Doesn't matter how graceful or not graceful that is. We're going to come into Janu Sirsasana now. So bring the left leg out to about 45 degrees and bring the right leg in towards the body. You can also do this with just the leg at 90 degrees if opening it does not feel good for you. Inhale, turning towards that leg. Reach the arms up. Ensure your glutes are nice and grounded here. Reaching up, shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, begin to go forward with the body. So not focusing on down, just forward. And then you can clasp the foot, onto the shins or onto the ground, whatever feels good for you today. Inhale, lengthen the spine, again focusing on opening the heart. Exhale, folding forward a little bit more. So breathing here again into the hamstrings, letting the upper body be heavy and open. So imagine you're trying to touch your toes even with your chin and see if that helps you to feel just that little bit more open in the heart space. feeling, sensation, not worrying about what it looks like here. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, begin to reach those arms forward, same again. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, we're going to bring that right hand down onto the mat behind us. And then inhale, hips press up, reaching up and overhead. Pressing into that left foot, pressing those hips forward. Exhale, hips and glutes come down, and we'll swap sides now. Bring the left foot in, right leg reaches out. Ensure you're nice and grounded here. Inhale, turning towards that right foot, arms reaching up, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, reaching forward, forward, forward. Clasping onto the foot, onto the shin, maybe onto just the ground here on your fingertips, or again on blocks. Noticing how one side is very different to the other maybe. I know mine is. Inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, folding forward. Again, focusing on opening the chest here, keeping that integrity in the upper body. Inhale, arms reaching forward, 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 rising back up. Exhale, left palm this time comes to the outside of the glutes. Inhale, hips pressing forward, reaching that right hand up and over. Pressing into the outer edge of that right foot. Exhale, hips coming back down. From here, we come into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold now. So just finding yourself nice and grounded here. And you will come into Dandasana first. So roll the shoulders back and away, press firmly into the mat here. So fingertips are kind of widespread like a starfish. Shoulders away from the ears, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky, toes are flexed towards the body here. And just staying with the breath here, softening the gaze or closing the eyes. This time, inhale, reaching the hands up, reaching up, up, up. If you like, you can bend those knees a little bit now, coming into a forward fold. Otherwise, exhale, begin to reach forward again. Hands either coming onto the shin and staying up here, onto the foot or onto the mat. Inhale, lengthening the spine, tucking the belly in, and exhale, folding forward. Keeping that openness in the chest. See what it feels like here to pull the elbows up and out. Now open up the heart and then exhale, folding forward a little bit more. So elbows out, but shoulders continue to stay away from the ears. Inhale, reaching out again as we come all the way back up. Exhale, bring the arms down, coming into that Dandasana position. Fingertips are facing forward, then bring the hands just about half a foot away. There's a squirrel running past. Then bring the feet in. Going to come up into altar pose, reverse tabletop. So inhale, rising up with those hips again, pressing up, 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 pressing out of the hands, away from the mat. So you should feel a good shoulder stretch here as the hips press up, engaging the glutes. pressing away, away, away. Exhale, calming down. And then we'll make our way all the way down now onto our backs. Practicing those arms again. Coming into a twist. Inhale, bring the left knee over top of the right. And exhale. Let the knees fall over to the right side. Maybe gaze comes over towards the left. Maybe your right hand assists the twist here. 3 big, beautiful, deep breaths here. Inhale, coming back through center, swapping sides, right knee this time over the left. And then exhale, twisting. Maybe your left hand comes now onto the outside of the right thigh, again, not pulling the knee. Maybe gaze over towards the right. I want to keep both the shoulders grounded here. Inhale, back through center. Bring both the knees into the chest, just like we did when we started. Maybe rolling side to side. Notice if you've created a little bit more space. You're going to come into happy baby now. So keeping the knees in towards the chest, and then just extend them outwards slightly so they're more towards underneath the armpits. Toes pointing backwards, so heels are up, then clasping onto either the outer edge of the shins or the feet from the inside. So we're threading our hands, the inside of the knees to the outside of the feet or shins. Inhale, and then exhale, just pulling those knees in towards the body. Doesn't have to be a lot. Softening the face here. You can roll side to side if you like. And then if you like from here, you can also extend one leg out and then the other. It can be quite a lot, so just taking it easy, seeing how you feel. Few more breaths here. And then doing any last asana you would like. Yeah, pretty much anything you like, anything intuitive. I'm just going to come straight down into Savasana, and then we'll meet in Savasana. So whenever you have found that stillness, toes are falling out again, shoulders are grounded. See what it feels like to lift up the head slightly and extend it backwards, just creating that little extra space. Chin tucking to the chest slightly. Begin to clasp the hands together. Scrunch up the toes, scrunch up the fists, scrunch up the face. Create that tension in the body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale, release out the mouth on the exhale. So we'll do it 2 more times like this. So really feeling that full contraction of the body and releasing and softening. Inhale, squeezing the fists together, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the toes together, contracting, making an ugly face, and exhale, releasing. 1 more time like this. Full contraction. Squeeze. Exhale, release. Beginning to soften now. Completely releasing the body, relaxing the body, Relaxing the mind, not worrying about what you're doing after this yet, noticing all parts of the body that are touching the ground, touching the mat, the shoulders, the glutes, the shins, the heels, the hands, head. And feeling yourself more relaxed with every exhale. We'll stay here in stillness for the next couple of minutes together. Slowly now beginning to wiggle the fingertips and wiggle the toes, waking up the body, coming back to the breath. Inhale, take a big stretch overhead, just like we did at the beginning, engaging the glutes, toes reaching forward. Exhale, releasing. Bending the knees, we're going to slowly roll over onto one side, and then coming up to a seat. Crossing the legs, sitting up on a cushion if you like as well. Palms are facing down on the knees, closing down the eyes. Soften the face here. Then notice how the body is feeling, more connected to yourself. When you're more connected to yourself, I feel like you're naturally more grounded, more aware of what's happening inside, and then just as important as being aware of what is happening externally around you as well. Noticing here any sounds that you can hear far away, listening to the world around you. What's the sound that you can hear that is the most furthest away? Maybe it's one of my sounds. We've got lots here in India. The birds singing, traffic going by, people talking. And bringing your awareness now inwards, either inside the room or the body. Notice any sounds that you can hear closer to you. Maybe you can hear your heart beating. Maybe the wind touching your skin. Maybe the clock ticking. Bringing the awareness inside now. So going within. How are you feeling? See if you can think of 3 words to describe your inner world at this time. They don't have to be good. There can always be an underlying something. But I'm feeling grounded, naturally. That was the theme of this practice. I'm feeling calm, connected. Just being the witness, not judging. Yoga doesn't have to fix all the problems. It's just about showing up, connecting to yourself. Just being the witness. Just checking in. Bringing your hands to heart center. We'll close off this practice by chanting Om in 3 shantis today. So Om, peace, peace, peace. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhaling for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands to your third eye in between the eyebrows, giving thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling grounded, calm, connected. And if not, then just well done for making it all the way to the end anyway. It really says a lot just showing up for yourself. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you for being here. I'm very grateful to practice with you on the weekly, and I will see you in the next one. Om Namah Shivaya.